So I was always asking my mother, what have you done to me? What were you thinking when you had me? And my mother, of course, was so shocked, you know. She bring this child like everyone else, and then she's so surprised that this child is asking her such weird questions. I'm Theresa Khalil. I'm a writer, documentary filmmaker. I spent most of my life in the Arabic world, and now I've been living in Europe for a decade. Recently, on my journey to understand life, I have a podcast called The Scrapbook of Life that started with a documentary film. You can watch it here. I met someone who was an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and as we were talking, I will leave a link to the conversation. He told me about this idea of paradise on earth.
Only a very small number are going to go to heaven, but everyone else is going to live on a paradise earth.
There's this idea that there are people going to heaven and people staying in paradise. I thought paradise is heaven.
No, well, here's the thing. If there's a little bit of a history lesson involved here, so you must forgive me, but
this made me remember that when I was talking to my mother when I was about 6 or 7 years old, at the time my mother as well was coming out of, or she already came out of Jehovah's Witness, but I think she kept some of the ideas. So one of them was this paradise. So when I was 6 years old, I remember she told me not that there will be a paradise, but she told me something like there will be on earth peace for about 1,000 years. When I was like, you came to life before me, you knew how is it like, and you still brought me. What were you thinking? So for my mother to comfort me, so she was telling me that, yeah, but there will be 1,000 years on this earth where there will be only peace and no crimes, no wars, no hate, nothing bad, everything is beautiful and peaceful. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. So that's why you brought me to life. And when is this going to happen? And then she was like, I don't know. So I think when I asked her, when is this going to happen? She realized herself that she's just saying this story because it's nice, it's nice to believe that there will be at some point on this crazy planet 1,000 years of peace, where people will have no suffering, no pain, and they will not die, which is the problem that I have with life, which is suffering and death. And I thought that I'm the only one who have this problem. But now I see that actually, when I look at this belief, the Jehovah's Witness, from my last interview, I see that it wasn't only my problem, the suffering and the death, but it is the problem of many people, but they found answer in believing in what Jehovah's Witness is saying, is that there will be paradise on earth, no suffering, no death, and life will be beautiful. So as I said before in one of my videos, my experience with sharing my ideas or my view of life when I was doing my master's, and everyone was, when I made the film, It Goes On, which is only 5 minutes, and I think it is on the channel, you can watch it. I just wanted to share my view of life and how I feel that life is just a cycle of repeated birth and death and suffering in between. And everyone was attacking me, and they were like, why you are saying that? Life is beautiful, life is I don't know what. And I started doubting myself. I thought, okay, maybe life is really beautiful and I just can't see it. But it turns out that actually no. There are many other people who also see that problem, but they have this view of the future or the afterlife that is comforting them. So yeah, everyone has problem with losing someone they love. Everyone is having problem with suffering and challenges that you face in life. And everyone is having problem with aging. Everyone is having problem with death. But once you change your view of how you see things And once you believe that, okay, there will be 1,000 years when no one will die, and okay, my dear one died, but I'm going to meet them again. So life become beautiful again. You just you solved all the problems. You explained the challenges and the suffering, that they're just a way for you to grow. So you put a positive view on it, and all the ones that you lost, you are going to be reunited with them again, and life is good again. And I'm not saying that life is not beautiful. To be honest, sometimes I sit with myself and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to miss, for example, drawing. I'm going to miss making videos, you know. I'm going to miss my clothes and this kind of, like, I love. Now I'm going, for example, to a sushi restaurant. Oh, I'm going to miss that, you know. So there are beautiful things about life, but because it's temporary and it will not last, so that's why it is disappointing and painful. But I love this idea of 1,000 years on this planet, where I will be having everything that I got familiar with, because I've been here in life for about now 50 years, okay? It grew on me, you know. I'm starting to like being here and to getting used to it and feel that life is my home now. So when you tell me, okay, it's enough, you are going somewhere else, I'm like, oh, please, I want to rest. So yes, I would love to believe that there is 1,000 years or whatever, there will be time on this earth where I will be just doing what I'm doing because I love it, and be with the people that I enjoy being with, without the threat of suffering and death. That will be for me paradise. Paradise for me is not a green place where trees and rivers and then what? No, paradise for me is what I'm doing now, is what I'm living now. But just remove, please, the suffering and the death and, you know, losing people and growing old and all the bad things that you have in life. What my mother used to tell me, my mother was telling me a story of the hits, like God hit people for some reason. They did something that upset him, and he hit them with, I think, mosquitoes and diseases and things like that. So when my mother told me this story, and that this problems that we have in life, they were hit from God to those, let's say, disobedient people, I thought, okay, maybe then he can just remove those hits and life will be beautiful. I'm not sure if hit is the right translation, but I have in my book, Came and Gone, which is still in Arabic, I have a quote where I say, if it was in my hand to choose my own paradise, I will choose life without its million hits. And also one of my quotes is, I wish I was just an ear listening to music and poetry. Because I was thinking that those are things that I'm going to miss when I go to heaven, you know. I want music, I want poetry. So tell me about you. Do you believe in heaven after life? Do you believe in paradise on planet Earth? What do you believe? Write me down in the comment. And how do you feel about life? Do you like this experience? Don't forget to follow my journey to understand life, where I meet people who change their belief from any belief or religion to any belief or religion. And you can find it here on this channel and on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's called A Scrapbook of Life. You can also sign up for my newsletter to follow up with my creations. And don't forget that I have a journal in both languages, Arabic and English, and it's for living a healthy, calm, conscious and creative life, which is something I'm trying to live as much as possible. All links in the description box, and see you in a coming video.